I talk about the red pill less and less because I realized how much the powers to be don't like individual thinking men. They probably don't mind the fact that there's a bunch of men who are choosing to not reproduce because the way they see it is that there are too many people on the planet. We as human beings apparently produce too much trash, according to some sources. And the overall birth rates have slowed down because of the overall merger between, which was very temporary, by the way, between feminism and the government. So birth rates slow down dramatically. Absolutely dramatically. And you have really and truthfully only two enemies of the red pill: motherfuckers who are part of the red pill and motherfuckers who absolutely despise the red pill. And I could do nothing about either one. Because the red pill, the reason why I talk about it less and less, is not because I don't care about the topics, but two things. For those of you who never seen The Matrix before, Morpheus sat down and presented the red pill to Neo and said, I can only show you the door. But for the rest of the line, is you have to be the one that walked through it. Because while I'm over here talking about red pill shit, you'll have stupid ass niggas who come in here trolling and all kinds of garbage, and I'll be just like, Roger that. If that's what you want to do. Niggas don't want to have serious topics, they just want to, you know, make troll accounts mocking my name or whatever the fuck. Go ahead, have fun. Have all the fun you need. Because you the same stupid ass niggas who keep getting hurt by females. And it's not just primarily females, because red pill philosophy, which it is supposed to be a philosophy, is exposing the truth. Some people think that the red pill is Andrew Tate. So every time that Andrew Tate gets into some kind of trouble, which none of these motherfuckers could confirm or deny or any of that shit, because they really don't know. I ask any person who hates Andrew Tate, where did you get the sex trafficking bullshit from? And they always tell me a whole bunch of bullshit because they really don't know. They don't have any evidence on Andrew Tate sex trafficking. All they know is that a certain authority arrested him for whatever charge. Usually that's the charge they throw out. Being charged of something doesn't necessarily mean you're guilty of it. And reading these charges, I've seen that they could basically take anything that you do and turn it into a crime. And that's what the red pill has been turned into expertly by the powers to be. They've tried to turn it into a gang, into a movement, into all kinds of shit that it's absolutely not. What it is ultimately is a philosophy, but it also has many cracks, and that's why ultimately the choice of whatever you make is yours. That's why I really don't be going around calling people blue pill or simp or because it's your choice. And any lesson that I could try to teach you here will be taught through life. So whether you find a good female, a bad one, whether you could vet that, whether you know the difference, it really is up to you. I can only do so much for so many people. Especially when those said people like to mock you and make fun of you, and then only you shut your fucking mouth. I shut my fucking mouth. And I sat back and I watched every single one of those fucking dudes who were mocking the red pill and talking about it's not real. You guys are just gay. It all that bullshit. Now those are the same motherfuckers who are going through court proceedings, facing child support, facing alimony charges, all kinds of bullshit. And they were probably the ones who were in the right in the relationship. And them courts don't fucking matter. Them courts do not matter. They are equipped. They are designed. They are they are dude, they are ready to strip your monkey ass of everything that you're worth. That's why you see a lot of dudes who are married tell a lot of dudes who are not married, don't get married. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth your money and it's not worth your time. It's not. If you think it is, go ahead. Do what you think is right. But right now, I'm subscribed to quite a few people, and all they play, all day, every day, is a bunch of videos of chickapoos and crazy ass femahos sitting in their car talking about where all the good men went, knowing damn well they're not talking about good men. They're just talking about the men that they want. That's it. And the men that they want is very rare and few in between. And regular dudes know that. The unattractive dudes who think that they're unattractive know that. Because unattractiveness and attractiveness is all perception. I've seen some of the prettiest chicks with some of the ugliest ass motherfuckers. But see, I'm a dude. So I'm not looking at dudes like that. So if she ends up with, Magilla Gorilla, that's her choice. I've seen a lot of chicks in abusive relationships because, it's always a two-way street with that bullshit. If all else fails in terms of attacking your mind or attacking your soul or attacking your philosophy, then they could just attack you as a man. Because they'll tell you that there's no difference between a man and a woman. And that shit is not, I'm pretty sure you've caught on to the fact that that shit is not true at all. It's true in maybe some cases, maybe just some females trying to prove themselves, but for the 9 times out of 10, y'all can show me the fucking gym chick, the MMA chick who whooped what's his name's ass. That's one female that whooped one dude's ass. All I have to do is get one of my heavyweight buddies to tear her ass apart. Get one of my lightweight buddies, tear her ass apart. That's 1 out of 1,000,000, folks. That's a female trying to prove herself or trying to prove whatever wrong. That's what I see a lot of men doing, trying to prove red pill wrong and shit like that. Like, you niggas don't know what you talking about. Then there's nothing I can do to convince you. But please stop trying to say that the red pill is merely Andrew Tate. And then when that nigga go to jail, you're still surprised that there are red pill niggas out there still spitting philosophy and facts. And then you motherfuckers, the motherfuckers who get mad at it the most are usually dudes. Because feminists, they're learning the lessons the hard way. I mean, the hard way. But then again, like I said, you also have a lot of married dudes out there who are very fucking unhappy, but they're not gonna tell you. It's almost like a broke nigga. He's not gonna come out and tell you that he's broke. What do a lot of broke niggas do? What have you seen a whole music industry do? Try to pretend like they have money, when in actuality they don't. That's what a lot of married couples do. They try to put on the facade that they're happy. Oh, the kids are happy. Oh, everyone's happy. Oh, the family's happy. And then you discover the divorce. Like, I mean, I couldn't believe that couple got a divorce. Of course, motherfucker, because you're not there. You're not in that couple. You don't know what's going on in that relationship. You're only given as I like to call it, the Instagram surface shit. The nice pictures of the family, and you don't see the arguments. You don't see the manipulation. You don't see the cheating. You don't see any of that bullshit. And a lot of you anti-red pill niggas don't question it. You just like jumping on, calling niggas grifters, getting paid by calling niggas grifters, and not realizing that makes you a grifter too. For anybody calling anybody else a grifter, I really need you to get your ass up. You could strip down completely naked if you want to. Stare in the mirror. Wherever you're working at right now, guess what you are? Grifting. Pure and simple. Whether you're owning the company or whether you work for the company. Whether you're a YouTuber with a successful podcast making money from it, nigga, you're a grifter. And it's funny to see goofy ass niggas like you calling people grifters when your whole existence is making money off of other people. You UPS niggas who are driving up and down my fucking hill, claiming that I'm not grifting. I'm actually a hard-working, honest grifter. Nigga, you have big 3-ass letters on your goddamn uniform. That's the company that you grift for. Amazon. You delivering for those motherfuckers. You delivering from one of the most corrupt, bureaucratic, bullshitting ass clowns of all time. Some of you motherfuckers claim the military. Stop it. Just stop. You're grifting. It's just an indicator that a lot of you motherfuckers don't know what you're talking about. You live in a capitalist society. You have to work for your keep. Unless you're trying to find a way to change things, make things, but they're not trying to. It definitely in a society, they're not trying to change things for the better. Again, they don't want independent thinking men thinking freely and independently. They want your mind enslaved. So they don't want motherfuckers thinking freely. That's what half of the censorship shit is, because it helps you in terms of lack of identifying what the actual problem is. Words don't hurt. Those fucking courts do, though. Getting all your money and proceedings getting drained from you for you being the man trying to take care of the relationship, only to have what? There's no other men to run to. You could listen to the red pill niggas all day, but again, they can't pay your bills. They can't, unless you figured out some Andrew Tate shit. But what you think is going to be the next step to that? As you can see, that nigga's on the way to jail again. And how many dudes are speaking on his behalf? How many dudes are ready to tear him down? These are dudes we're talking. We're not even talking about the feminists. The feminists are learning the lesson the hard way. So you goof troop niggas talking against the red pill, y'all can talk all the fuck you want. You can talk your stats versus my fucking reality. And I wish you the best. You can compare and contrast what you see on screen all day, every day. I'm not trying to put on a facade for you niggas out there. What you see is what you get. I see a lot of men making a conscious, critical decision to be the man as best as they can until they realize they putting in and in and in and in and in and in and getting nothing out, and having some fucking random nigga on the internet tell you that that's how it's supposed to be. Nigga, you could go suck a fucking dick because you're the one that's gay. That's how many dudes are putting in to a fucking relationship and getting nothing out of it. Just getting used for who they are as men. Now, you as a man, you have a choice to make. You can keep getting used, or I can show you the red pill, and you got to walk through the door. But of course, you're going to have a lot of goofy ass niggas out there telling you that the red pill is this, the red pill is gay, the red pill, these niggas don't know what they're talking about. It's like, okay. Oh, the manosphere. I love when niggas attack the manosphere because what they're doing in actuality is they're attacking more of places where men can actually run to and get advice or ask questions or ask, and then they're basing it off of what like Adam 22 is doing or whatever podcast or Andrew Tate's of the world. So it's an indicator, a true like they're still talking about Kevin Samuels. So it's an indicator that this being successful as a red pillar or a content creator who does red pill content, it's an appeal that you're not only just dealing with the feminist of the world, you're not only just dealing with the bullshit of the world, you're also dealing with jealousy. You're also dealing with conceitedness. You're dealing with motherfuckers who attack you on some of the dumbest fucking grounds and don't know anything about what the fuck they're talking about versus the shit that you actually bring to the table versus the facts that you actually present. And they're gonna try to turn around and say the red pill is this, and the manosphere is like after years of spitting facts, and you got these motherfuckers just for what I say when I reached my kind of like breaking point was the niggas who know they know. For the niggas who don't, good luck. For the ones who want to sit there and mock after I've been spitting facts for this long, and I get treated like this, a lot of men have discovered, quite like myself, that sometimes the loudest voice that you can make is by not saying anything at all. By not saying anything at all. So I sit here and I watch this channel suffer, and it does kind of like irk me a little bit, but it's like there's nothing I can do about it. Motherfuckers don't want to watch, they don't want to watch. They don't want to hit a thumbs up button, they won't hit a thumbs up button. I can't force anybody to do nothing that they don't want to do. Only to, again, turn around and all I have to do is wait. All I have to do is wait. I know all of the men who claim to call themselves MGTOW or Red Pill or Manosphere are speaking on behalf of men. I know each and every single one of them motherfuckers who go over to OF and put in money for that shit as opposed to helping the philosophy. Because again, there is jealousy, racism. There's all kinds of that shit amongst red pill content creators. Not because the red pill is racist, not because the red pill is conceited or jealous, but because of the mere fact that jealousy, conceitedness, and racism, these things exist. Period. Simple. Pure and simple. Some of the shit that I've heard the red pill philosophy get compared to has been very disturbing to me. To the point where I just let men be. I spit whatever facts I got. You either go yay, you either go nay, you go live your own life. At this point in the game, I can only tell you so much. But I see so many men getting used and abused. And sometimes I see a lot of those men, they just silently just start to just back away a little bit. And each time they get disrespected, they get taken advantage of and used, they just back up more and more and more. Until the movement or philosophy, whatever you want to call it, that was loud as shit, is making even more noise by just being quiet. I'm just putting the lid on it. Because I don't have anything to prove to you fuck ass niggas. Nothing. To any of you fuck ass niggas that got a problem with me because of whatever facts I'm spitting and you saying it's not facts, you say, oh, that's not fact, that's bull, you're just gay or whatever the fuck. You say whatever the fuck you got to say. Oh, he's just an Andrew Tate follower, because that's also another bullshit thing that they like to do. Or here's another, you hate females or some of this bullshit. I've learned over the years, especially with a channel like mine, and I realized that this is what they really hate. You could censor me all fucking day, but I start posting those channels on my fucking post, and you can clearly see you can't censor everybody. And even if you get them, there'll be 50 million other motherfuckers ready to go. Why? Because they're living life. You don't have to sit here and listen to anything in terms of anything that I say. Just live life. You think the red pill is this and that? There is nothing at this point I can do to convince you. Go live life. Them same goofy ass niggas who's talking all that bullshit about red pill, anti-red pillers, those are the same niggas 5 years from now who are going to be team red pill, team MGTOW, team. But see, it gets attacked so much, the red pill and MGTOW and all that bullshit. It gets attacked so much to the point where it's still there. It's just that motherfuckers just don't talk about it no more. Because we realize that we do a lot more damage by just simply just living it. By just simply being it. So to preach it, those days are done. Like, we'll have silent conversations about it. We'll be like, hey, bro, I see what you're going through. Here's what I went through. Compare and contrast. I mean, there's a lot of things to go with this philosophy thing, but there's also a lot of niggas who don't want to listen, and not all of them are younger. Some of them are some of these goofball. I don't want to say simple jackass niggas, but that's kind of what they are. And they think because life is going great for them, that that's how it is for every man in the country, and that's just not true. That's just not true at all, considering the real numbers that these fuckboys keep ignoring, like the birth rates or like marriage rates, relationships in general. The clubs are empty as fuck on Fridays and Saturdays. Empty as fuck. Not that that really means anything, because even if it was filled to the brim of the people, the new generation on the block, they don't really talk to each other, except for if it's online. Or if they're trying to get a view and a click. What you gonna do? You still got the young men who are still attracted to females, as well they should be. But it's hard to warn them when Chicapoo over here got her titties all out, and every female in the world is showing off their ass and their fucking expendable pants. It used to be yoga pants all over the fucking place. That was the real Me Too movement. Are you showing off your ass too, girl? Me too. That's the real Me Too movement right there, because them bitches are hunting. And guess what they hunting for? They hunting for you. But only if you're the right man. And a lot of men, like a good chunky, like 80% to 80% to fucking 90% of you, are not the right men. So that makes a choice for a lot of men to just walk the fuck away. You could keep trying if you want to. You could keep getting into the game, because it's a fucking game at that point. You could keep calling yourself hunting, not realizing that it don't even take no less than a decade to realize that you're the one being hunted. You're the one being used. You're the one being taken advantage of. And you have to really ask yourself a lot of questions. It's questions that you have to ask and answer for yourself. Because again, I'm not going to keep making red pill content only from stupid motherfuckers who keep coming on my channel fucking trying to call me all kinds of bull. I mean, you can. I really don't mind at this point, because this is not even the main channel I really operate off of anymore. But if this is the response I get, then I say what I say. I've already basically said my piece. That's that. You will not find me arguing with any form of nigga online at all. At all. So that's why lately, especially, I've especially been encouraging stupid niggas to troll. Because at this point, it's either one or two forms of trolls I get. Niggas who are actually trolling, or I get a whole bunch of bots that think I'm not aware that it's either one or two things, because I can read IP addresses. So I know when it's an AI, or I know when it's an actual person. So that's why I say troll away. Because when niggas start typing the names of their channel and the names of the goofy ass niggas who run it, and they think that they're getting away with calling me goofy, I'm like, go ahead. That's how you feel. Just keep reminding yourself, you keep putting your stupid ass channel's name on my channel thinking you're getting away with something. And a lot of people are starting to wonder, why does this nigga keep coming at you? don't know. I have no clue. This nigga even remembers the date apparently when I typed some whatever the fuck I typed to him. I'm starting to forget now. Something about the end of the month apparently. This nigga is persistent. And I don't remember giving a fuck even a little bit. I think the only time I really gave a fuck is when I was just deleting this nigga's troll accounts because I was just calling myself trolling them. Until I realized how ridiculous I was being, and then I was like, yeah, it's probably just a whole bunch of bots at this point. Because I refuse to believe any nigga on this planet could be this emotional. But I tend to forget because again, the same way I can lecture the blue pill niggas, I can also lecture myself on that. Just because I live a certain life, just because I think a certain way, just because I went a certain path in my life, does not mean that every other man is gonna make that choice. That's one thing that every man, any man listening to me and is aware, starting to get your awareness about you, you really have to keep that in mind. Like especially with the new generation coming along. Like I'm starting to turn into one of them old niggas who used to try to warn us when we were in school using movies like Doctor Strangelove or 1984. Like, we never heard of them fucking movies, nigga. We were all about Ghostbusters and Men in Black and fucking E.T. and The Terminator. And even though there's plenty of messages in, like, movies like The Terminator, because what the fuck you think Skynet is? Nigga, that is an artificial intelligence. They even made a movie called Artificial Intelligence. It was starring that one blonde hair, blue eye kid. I can't think of his name, but he was very famous at the time they made that movie. And that movie was a big hit at the time. But I'm starting to turn into some old niggas who found myself warning the new niggas on the block using old movies that they have never seen. So I'm not surprised at this point that a lot of these fucking kids, they have never heard of the Matrix, and they always confuse the first Matrix with the fourth Matrix that they just made, and that Matrix absolutely blows ass. It fucking sucks. It's the original Matrix where you get taught about the red pill and the blue pill, and it really has it didn't get taken to a pretext to relationships until more and more men started just realizing the truth of the situation that they're in, because the entire time they were lying to themselves. Hence the fourth philosophy: red pill, blue pill. But see, what the red pill quote unquote community made a mistake in is our mistake, and I'll go ahead and say it, is that you cannot think. I mean, you can, but it'll be a mistake to think that just because you have a following, or you have a large channel, or you have a lot of motherfuckers agreeing with you, does not mean that every man is going to do that. Does not mean that every man thinks like you. So don't get into the trap of forming your own little bubble and thinking that every man that doesn't think like you is a problem. Because that within itself is a problem. You have to allow men to be able to think for themselves and do for themselves. And it's a risk at the end of the day. But it's also a lot of shit on this planet that you don't control, that you don't make choices to. Like the elites and them thinking that there are too many people on the planet and who they want to get rid of versus who they don't. They took down those fucking Georgia Stones for a reason. Those Georgia Stones said leave only I think only 500 million people on the planet, or 500,000, which I guess in some terms would be better. Now, you could be the follow Jesus type and follow God type, and well, it's God's will to have billions of people on this planet. Well, God also gave some of the most craziest, evil, corrupt people the access to plutonium, and they could fire that shit from space. They don't have all these kinds of weapons that could erase motherfuckers and turn them into shadows. They ain't gotta worry about black people if they use just one of those weapons. I'm just simply saying. I had this goofy ass motherfucker who used to call himself my boy. You can still find his channel, as a matter of fact. But we had a falling out because he used to preach about socialism all the time. And it wasn't the fact that I like hated him for talking about. It's just like, could you please shut the fuck up about socialism already? Because I've already researched socialism, fascism, communism, all this bullshit. And in technical terms, in that video I just posted on my post, you can look it all up with William Cooper or Bill Cooper. Or you can check out Jordan Maxwell. And oddly enough, those two really didn't cross minds all that much and all that well. Oddly enough, but they brought a lot of truth to light in terms of existing on this planet. So red pill doesn't just have to be just a philosophy spoken just about women. But I think what they were really worried about is that the red pill philosophy, granted the fact that artificial intelligence is a fucking thing, I was imagining that they didn't want the red pill to turn into something that exposes more than just relationships and failed marriages and bullshit, but something that exposes more of what the government is doing and more of what this artificial intelligence bullshit is all about. Because it's just strange to me what motherfuckers pick and choose to argue about. Like, it's crazy to me. But it's also media driven. And it lets me know that a lot of motherfuckers' arguments don't even come from them. That's why when stupid ass niggas jump on my channel talking about, oh, they got Andrew Tate, what you think about that? I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Don't care. Andrew Tate is not the red pill philosophy. Andrew Tate is not the manosphere. So Andrew Tate going to jail is not going to affect my choices and choices that I've made. The fuck does Andrew Tate have to do with my choices? And for the motherfuckers out there who think that my choices have been bad choices, then nigga, that's your fucking call. That's your perception in life about me. I don't fucking sit around worried about the next dude like that. That's me though. But see, that's also the mistake I don't fall into. Thinking that everybody has to think like me. You don't. If you want to focus on the next dude so much that you're creating troll accounts in his name, thinking that you're mocking him when really and truthfully you're mocking yourself, I tell any nigga like, go right ahead and do what you gotta do. Not only are you wasting your time, but you're making yourself look like an asshole. If that's what you want to do, go ahead and salute. And then try to explain that goofy ass shit to people or why you're doing it. And in actuality, they really don't have any good explanation other than what they don't like or what fucking problem they have. I shrug my shoulders to the bullshit and keep on moving. I don't focus on trolls. If motherfuckers ain't really saying shit, what am I focusing on? But at that same token, you don't have to think like me. Don't have to talk like, cause that would be fucking weird too. Start having niggas worshiping you and shit like that. That I don't need that. I would much rather have a lower level channel or have the channels that I run where it's just straight to the business and we ain't, there's no confusion about it because make no mistake about it, the future is AI. The future is absolutely AI. I see motherfuckers getting emotional off of AI. I see motherfuckers knowing that it's AI bullshit, but it's getting way more views, way more click ups. I have to sit here and literally beg motherfuckers to hit a thumbs up button. When it comes to AI, nobody's begging nobody. It's a fucking machine, and niggas are willingly actively hitting the fucking thumbs up button. But I'm not gonna put it entirely on, my channel has been blackballed. My channel has been shadow banned to the third fucking right. So I can't put it on. But it's not beyond the fact that I barely could get a fucking view up in here, or any new audience members. But motherfuckers apparently don't know how. Like when it comes to Tru Sherm, they just forget how to fucking click a button. Whoops, I just don't know. But when it comes to the AI shit, they donating, they fucking hitting thumbs up button, they subscribing, and I'm like, who are you subscribing to? It's your discretion, but I'm just like, am I supposed to say this is a problem, or am I just being replaced as a human? I don't know. But a lot of goofy ass human beings who are still calling themselves human beings, who still calling themselves beefing with me, nigga, I have bigger fish to fry. And you should have bigger fish to fry too, considering the fact that you're being replaced. Nigga, I have a channel that talks about wrestling, but I use AI for it. That fucking channel is reaching around 40,000 subscribers, bro. And I grew that channel in less than a year. As opposed to me showing my actual like that's why I think maybe I'm an ugly ass nigga. Maybe I'm just a nigga who don't know what the fuck he talking about. Maybe I don't know. But what I do know is that fucking people who claim that they can hate you, people that claim that they don't like you, again, how do you think I know all the MGTOW, all the red pill, all the manosphere niggas who call themselves that? How do you think I know each and every single one who heads over to OnlyFans? So it's funny to see motherfuckers who hate my guts apparently, or try to see the powers to be that censor my channel. It's funny to see that not only do I get props on the channels that they don't even know that I'm running, which is again, this is what this AI shit does. This is what they're promoting. This is what they're putting money into. All I can do is just shrug my shoulders and keep moving on. Using the shit that they created to replace me, use that very thing against them. So when I get goofy ass niggas talking about, oh, look at your channel ain't doing this and doing that, I just, man, if you only knew. And again, the reason why I don't pull off my mask like Robbie Downey Jr. on those channels, because I have a prominent fear. If I did, then those channels will start getting shadow banned and censored mysteriously out the woodwork. But see, this is the new world that these fuckheads have created. So again, if you're thinking that this philosophy shit is gonna get any easier to preach to the people in the future, well, one, you gotta recognize who you even talking to. Two, you gotta realize, okay, how are we gonna build an audience knowing what's really building an audience versus what's keeping you down versus you have competitors who apparently have a problem with you. This can't be an ant. If this is an ant, then I'm gonna have to. We definitely gonna have to. We do not do ants, baby. If I even see one ant, that means there's a fucking billion ants around here somewhere. And we cannot do ants. No, sir. Because normally when I see one ant, they going for something. But I normally ain't got nothing for them to go after, but still. So that means this little pile of trash is probably more or less gonna go out. There's nothing AI about them fucking ants, boy. They going after something, they gonna get it. So make sure and double check and make sure I clean my dishes and make sure there ain't no food and vacuum and all that shit, boy, because these California ants are on crack. So I gotta bust out the old Home Depot spray. But yeah, man, that's the reason why I don't really talk about red pill as much. Because you can look at the audience now. I got 2 comments, but see, here's another thing too, and I can't complain. These 2 guys I know. I'm not gonna beg these guys, hey guys, do all this shit. They ain't gotta do shit because they already know these dudes. Okay? They probably have promoted my channel. As a matter of fact, this dude named Tico Trend. Go check out his channel. I don't promote his channel enough. But that dude has helped me out with a lot of shit. But it's like there's only so much that these dudes can do for you. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and be begging and nah, bro. I'm just calling out what I've seen as my personal problem on YouTube over the years. But I'm not going to be using people to try to gain and nah. I would like to grow organically, but as most of you guys can see who are subscribed to me, if not on this channel, but other forms of media that I have, you can see the double standards and the bullshit. So it's like crying about it, whining about it, don't mean shit. Ain't no one gonna listen to that anyway. They ain't gonna listen to it until it starts happening to them. Then all of a sudden they all ears. But preaching red pill to other people who know red it's kind of redundant. It doesn't need to be done. And you can argue with anti-red pill niggas all day, every day. The only thing I got for them is when I have the StreamYard and I'll drop the link and you're ready, you go ahead, come on in. I'm telling you right now, troll niggas are not invited. You will not be able to come into my StreamYard. Unable to come into my StreamYard. You gotta have an actual channel. That'll be the biggest rule for anything I do StreamYard. Is you have to have an actual channel. Otherwise, I'm not letting your ass in. If it's a channel that was just created 5 months ago, 5 weeks ago, 5 days ago, you can sit your ass in the comment section and type and make your fingers bleed. But if you got something to say to me, you gotta have to actually have an actual channel where you're saying something. These fucking ants are going for something. I need to find out what the fuck it is. Where they coming from. Alright. So, I gotta get off of here. Deal with these ants. Because I'll definitely have my haters. Oh, the nigga has ants. He has an infestation of insects and the nigga's dirty. And it'll never stop with that bullshit, so. If anything, oh yeah, we got ants. Yeah. I do not know where you niggas are coming from or where you're going, but you can't be here. Alright. So I will see you guys later. I wish you guys well. And when I jump back on StreamYard, more than likely it'll be the beginning of the month. Then more than likely you'll be invited, but like I said, bring your real channels. Otherwise you can sit there and troll until your fucking fingers bleed. And I will not give a fuck. I got something to actually say to you. Well, bring your actual channel. Well, I don't use my nigga. I don't let people in who don't actually use their channels. Fuck your rules, nigga. You coming on my channel, nigga, you applying by my rules. So that's that. Another thing, y'all niggas really do want to be featured on my channel, nigga, start hitting the like button. It shouldn't have to, I shouldn't have to beg. I shouldn't have to please hit the. It should be like if you're a friend of the channel, just go ahead and hit the like button. Trust me, when I go to your channels and I see your videos, that's the first thing that I do to support my peoples. But again, I've been having problems with YouTube where I've had people be fans of my channel or be helpers of my channel, and they have click buttons and shit hasn't happened. So again, there's only so much I can do, so much I can preach, so much I can teach, where it's being very presented to me that the way that this thing is going to be played is really going to be up to each individual man, and that definitely makes things a lot more difficult, but at the same time it also makes things a lot more intriguing, because you find out this thing is not as simple as you think it is. It's not as easy as just, all I gotta do is just stay away from the wrong females and find the right one, and nah, man, it's so much more deeper than that. Racism is still alive, jealousy, conceited. I'm telling you, dude, it's really bullshit. Just like anywhere else in life, any other aspect of life. But we could talk about it more. Like I said, I probably got some ants I gotta deal with. Not a lot, it looks like, but I don't know exactly what they was going for. They can't be going for my water. My water's not open. Let's see. That's not wet, so what's going on? I don't know. When it's hot like this and ants start forming a trail, it is a mystery what they're going for. This is why I get a lot of canned good stuff. Have to stop eating junk food and I gotta stop eating. Gotta eat less sugar and gotta start eating more fruit and veggies. Even though with the vegetables, which you guys got to be careful with, because this is what my aunt used to do all the time to, I guess, keep us from pooping. But you got to wash the vegetables that you're dealing with. Otherwise, you could have the very problem that's happening right now with vegetables. Because they are spraying a unbelievable amount of chemicals on the food out there. So just do the best you can with what you got. Because if anything, I'm more worried about the pricing range of this economy and motherfuckers not being able to afford anything while being told that all they got to do is work harder or do this and do that, and then that shit is not working, coming close to working at all. So we'll have all these discussions, man. We'll have plenty of plethora of discussions. We'll bring facts, we'll bring details, we'll bring all this shit. More than likely, what won't be brought to me as an audience, so I'll just be doing what I do on this channel the most. But if you think I'm going to be paying $45 a month for StreamYard only to use it on this channel, only to have a no audience or no likes and no subscribers or none of that bullshit, then yeah. Again, I'm playing more games than you think. So for all the haters who want to celebrate my downfall and all that bullshit, y'all go ahead and keep on celebrating, baby. But again, don't be surprised and don't be mad when one day YouTube actually does start pulling the reins off a nigga. And even this channel starts growing and growing and growing. And all you can do is just sit there and watch and remember the good old days when you used to make fun of Tru Sherm all day, every day. Remember? Yeah, it's going to be a memory after a while. But if you can, hit the like button. I guess I do. I'm not special, nigga. I'm not nothing special about me, nigga. So if I have to say it, then I'll say it each and every single time. Please hit the like button if you can. Please subscribe if you're new. And comment down below how you feel about what's going on in your life. And I'm not saying that we'll make a topic off of it, but there's probably a plethora of men who are going through what you're going through. And that will definitely be an open for discussion. I normally don't talk about what the ladies go through per se. Because I normally don't do lady talk, I normally do man talk. And that does get involved with red pill and all that other stuff, but to my effect, I really don't talk red pill or MGTOW or manosphere shit anymore. I just don't. Because at this point, it doesn't need to be talked about. It just needs to be, just lived. And that's a choice that only you can make. So if you want to be a man going your own way, you can talk it on YouTube if you want to. But don't be surprised if they censor the fuck out your channel too. You can talk red pill, but don't be surprised if they censor the shit out your channel too. Just don't be surprised. Again, if it has to be said, then that means YouTube has been messing with your channel more than you know. And it shouldn't be have to say it, but it always is. Got it. View this. It says, why do stupid people exist? Natural selection should wipe these fuckers out. We should totally do the Belko experiment. Well, there's always going to be stupid people in some form. Imagine if we did get rid of all the stupid people and everybody had a triple digit IQ that was a means of survival. Well, it'd be the motherfuckers with the lowest IQs who would be kind of, you know, kind of in the stupid realm. But I know what you're talking about. I know what you're saying. But I don't think you're ever going to be able to escape stupid people, no matter what you do. But if you want to do something about the sheeple, I really don't have any answers for that. And I wouldn't say any kind of like experiments or wiping them out or anything like that. There's just nothing you could do. There's truly, really nothing you can do that wouldn't involve, you know, something that takes it to a certain level. And when it comes to that, I can't leave that in nobody's hands except for whoever's hands has been granted to, but it's a difficult world, and that's definitely a topic that could definitely be talked about. I'm about to get off of here though. Yeah, but stupid people don't make things easy. I will be honest with you about that. But the irony is that sometimes stupidity can also be mixed in with violence. And I tend to notice that the most violent people are also sometimes very fucking stupid. Like Hitler thought he was doing some real intelligent shit and, you know, inviting us to the National Socialist Party. He thought he was doing some real intelligent shit. And all he was really doing was just, you know, carrying out his will and his form of thought. And that led to a lot of people getting killed in war and a lot of bullshit. All because one dude was trying to change something. And sure, what he was trying to change probably was full of shit too, but it's similar to what we're doing now. We're taking something, a program that's already fucking over its people, and what we're gonna do, because I've seen this in socialism time and time again. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make things incredibly difficult in terms of living, and then present them with a program that's supposed to ease the tension or whatever, or that's gonna be presented as a tool to pay the bills, when in actuality it's just a tool of human control, and that's basically the end game. Is control, to go along to get along, otherwise you get murdered. I think that's more the lines that they're trying to go to. Go along to get along or go to the grave. Which, again, I don't know if that's the right or wrong answer, because having 8 billion people on this planet and seeing how badly damaged the planet is, just by nature alone, how we just being here affect nature. What can I say, bro? What can I really say? And stupid people, real stupid people, it does not make this quest on this planet any fucking better. He says stupid people are the most dangerous because of their gullibility and naivete that evil people take full advantage of. That's also another good term. People get taken advantage of, and it's usually people who don't know how to think for themselves. Again, why do you think they don't want red pillars to think for themselves? Why do you think, despite the fact that red pillars or MGTOW men are doing precisely what a Bill Gates or a government elite would want, but yet at the same time they're practically enemies on any form of media? Why do you think that is? Why do you think that is? And you're going to have a lot of people choosing slavery. You're going to have a lot of people choosing slavery. Lots of people choosing slavery. You see what this goofy ass troll just came in here and typed? Now go to your YouTube search engine and type in those same letters. And you can go follow that nigga if you want to. Okay? Go listen to what that nigga talks about. But the real question for me, because he's always attacking my channel, is what the fuck are you doing here? Just to troll, just to make fun? Have fun. Nigga, we are literally talking about the end of your fucking species. And this goofy ass nigga wants to come in here and type the name of his channel's name. And see, my thought process is maybe it's a bot. Maybe it truly can't be him. Because this nigga really can't be that stupid. Thinking again that he's doing something. I thought, just nigga, do what you gotta do. If that's what you feel that you gotta do. But regardless of however this nigga feel about me, when life catches up to him, this AI bullshit, grocery store prices, rent prices, when life catches up to him, I'll be more concur about whether you want to just leave the name of your channel on my channel or whether you want to actually jump into the discussion as to why human beings could barely even live on this fucking planet anymore. And an even more important question, should human beings live on this planet anymore? Ooh. Yeah. Talking about some real shit. So again, I don't let trolls onto my StreamYard. So I would recommend you go tell your slave master, Dietrich Davis, the leader of the NWW Slow, that if he actually wants to have an actual conversation with me, because he won't fight, he can't fight, so we're not even going to talk about that. But if it's like you can't fight and you can't talk, and you keep typing your gay ass fucking channel on my channel, you go right ahead, my guy. You go right ahead. You go right ahead. Ain't nobody worried about your goofy ass, nigga. Do what you gotta do. But anyway, I'm about to get up off of here. I guess I don't have an amp problem, but I did have some scouts. They looking for something, so let me go ahead and take out my trash. Make sure I do my dishes. I will see you guys later. Peace out.